Hi everyone, welcome back to Stella Rosvala, where I talk about the latest Asian drama, music, and shows. So today I want to introduce to you one of my favorite currently airing drama, I know another one, called 以家人之名. In English, it's called Go Ahead. And this story is really cute. And yeah, I want to talk about my first impressions of this drama and what I think of it so far. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So, the cast. So, the main cast of the drama talks about this family who are two dads raising three kids. That is the synopsis that I'm gonna give you, and you have to watch it to figure out why is it two dads and three kids. But I will sort of give you like background information about the characters, so you'll know. So the cast, Tan Song-yoon plays Li Jianjian, Song Wei Long plays Ling Xiao, and Zhang Xingcheng plays He Zhiqiu. So yeah, these are the three children's names. And Li Jianjian, his dad is a chef and he owns a restaurant. Her mom passed away due to an illness. Ling Xiao is like a new neighbor, and his family moves like upstairs of Li Jianjian's apartment, and the walls are very thin, so anything that anyone says you can hear it. And relationship between his parents are not too good. They've lost a daughter, and the mom blames the dad and the son, and basically she leaves the family and they are divorced. That's that. And He Zhiqiu, this guy, so his mom was actually sort of like, because of matchmaking, his mom met Li Jianjian's father, and like one day she calls him. She's like, I need to borrow money from you because my mom needs to do an operation. She's very sick, and also can you please take care of my son for now? So he thought it was a temporarily thing, but no. It became like, he became even like a high school student. So it took a while. And that's basically it. So these two dads raised these three kids who are not blood related at all, but they're like a family, and they, Li Jianjian calls Ling Xiao as Ge and Zhiqiu as Xiao Ge, so like they treat each other as siblings, and they also acknowledge each other as siblings. So, my first impressions of this drama, I actually sort of saw this drama because it was on my recommended. Yes, it is on YouTube. You can find it on YouTube. And I saw the trailer. I was like, wait, two dads and three kids? I was like, what? I was like, what is this story about? And then you go on and you see like the meaning of like family and like everything like that. And I was like, oh, family. I love that theme. And I felt like it was very different from what I've seen so far in contemporary Chinese dramas. So I have a problem with contemporary Chinese dramas. That's why I watch a lot of like historical ones, or like some with like fantasy and like magic powers. The contemporary one, I'm not saying the historical ones don't have these factors, but I feel like the contemporary one, the storyline I've seen a lot of the times is like, okay, this girl likes this guy and she's like gonna pursue him, and then, or like this like CEO, like he's like really mean and everything, but inside he's like really nice and warm, and like he likes the female. I just don't like these storylines anymore. So when I saw this storyline, I was like, oh, family and everything, and you're not blood related, and you're like, you have your own family, and I was like, oh, that's so good. And so I was like, okay. And in terms of you watch Chinese dramas, you will know that it's very long. Sometimes it's very long, sometimes very short, but most of the time it's very long. One thing that I don't like about like dramas is like sometimes the timeline, in the sense they give the backstory of the character's childhood, which may take a little long, and then it goes to like high school and then post-college and they're adults. This drama, in terms of that timeline, very quick, and I love that. So the first 2 episodes or so, 2.5-ish episodes or so is the character's childhood. You get the backstory of each of them and like everything. It's really awesome, very full. You understand what's going on, and then goes to high school, and then like 2-3 episodes in, they go off to college and they're adults. That isn't that beautiful? For me, I felt like it was amazing that the writers did that. I'm really happy. Thank you so much to the writers, because I don't really like it when they drag on the childhood part too long. I felt like they're just adding into the story. I don't really like that. So that's my own opinion. Maybe you have another opinion, but that's how I feel about it. And I think like so far the idea of family really runs deep into this drama, because they always talk about like how these two dads are raising these two children, and whenever they go outside they're like, oh, this is like my brother, and this is my other brother, and this is my dad and another dad, and we're like, what? I feel like that's one thing, but also there's another thing where Li Jianjian's dad actually, like, during lunch he sort of like gets drunk, and then he talks about like, I know everyone keeps telling me that Zhang is not my real son, but he is my son, and like, you know, he's been doing a lot, and like he's very like nice and respectful to his elders and everything like that. Like, he does a lot of things for the family, he helps me out and everything. He's like, how is he not my son? He is my son. And oh, that was such a touching scene. I got really like But yeah, so far I am loving the story, and in terms of the dynamic between the three characters, one thing that I have to say, there are comedy bits to this drama, a lot of comedy bits. One of them I first saw it in when Zhang moves into Li Jianjian's place, like as a kid. He moves in and she didn't want him. She's like, you're not my brother. And you know what she did? She took his luggage, went outside and threw it down the stairs, and he chased after her, and he doesn't fight with her or anything. He like really cares, this like sister, and he picked up the luggage, brought it back up and back into the apartment. That's like one comedy bit. Another one was when she's in high school, and they came back from school and they're eating like dinner, and she announces to the family like, I have a special announcement, everyone.
And they're like, what is it? And then they're like, you made a new friend? She's like, no, I am on my period. So, and then Emma was like, what?
And it was like, everyone just like silent and digital. Okay, let's talk about this fish. It's like very, very like beautiful. She's like, hey, like I'm a woman now. So that was like really, really cute. So there's like these like little bits of comedy bits, and I really, really like that. And then another theme that goes on into this, as I mentioned earlier, it like really dives into like the themes that's like relatable in terms of like, what is family. Your family can be like not blood related to you, but I think another thing is that in terms of relationships, so as the story goes on, Ling Xiao actually leaves home because his mom comes back, and she remarried, and she has her own family, but like she got into an accident and she was injured very badly, and she actually moved to Singapore, so he has to go back to Singapore with his mom and take care of his mom and everything. And then He Zhiqiu's dad actually came and looked for him, and his dad became rich, and basically he's like, I can provide support for you and go to college and everything. And he felt bad for Li Jianjian's dad. Like He Zhiqiu felt bad for Jianjian's dad, because he's like, you're like working so tirelessly and like he like exhausted and everything. He's like, okay, I'm gonna take this burden off of you. So they both basically left home. One of them went to England, one of them went to Singapore. And basically colleges, they were outside, and Jianjian like stayed home, and she also went to college. And so they've not been home for 9 years, and they do keep in touch with Li Jianjian like through like video calls and like text messages. But she does talk about how like because the brothers didn't come back for 9 years, it really hurt her, but also at the same time it's sort of like their relationship became distant when they're really really close, and the only times when they text each other is like, okay, like happy new year, like happy birthday, and like that's it. And so she's like yeah, so I totally understand like what she's going through. I feel like a lot of people understand it as well. It's sort of like, you know, you're like really close at sometimes, and then you're just so far apart, and you're just like inside, like emotionally, you just like feel distant with the person that you were once close with. So I felt like that's like one thing that was in that drama so far. And it's reality. I mean, like as you grow up, you're gonna have your own life and you're gonna leave. So that's the reality of growing up. You leave home, but you come home, and home, your parents are there. There's unconditional love. Home is a safe place. It's a safe haven for you, and anything that happens outside, you're just like, I'm home. I feel very safe. So I felt like that's how I felt about this drama. As for the rating of this drama, I'm gonna give it a 3.5. Simply because I want to know what happens in this drama. I really want to hope this story goes on strong. And apparently the director of this drama was also the director of what Song Wei Long starred in before with Victoria. I'm gonna post a poster here, the poster, and I really hope that this drama like goes on strong, like the storyline and everything goes on strong. And I love this drama because like the timeline is like really fast, but also you see the technological changes. So like from the cell phone to like the door, you have to use like your thumb, like your fingerprint to open the door, to unlock the door. So that's like one thing. And like the cell phone is just like, oh, like all those like little things. And also this is actually not my first time seeing Song Wei Long, Tang 还有张新成 I've seen them in historical dramas before, and it's really adorable to see like the dynamic between three characters. They're like, it's like you feel their closeness as like siblings. It's like amazing, and I'm just like, this is amazing. And I feel like because of the drama, like you see that Li Jianjian was really hurt by her brothers. Like they've been gone for 9 years. They never really came back for break, and they sort of like, they were still in contact, but like it was sort of like the occasional like, okay, like how are you, and like, but also at the same time like, okay, like happy birthday, like all these like special occasions they'll send messages to each other, but they don't really keep in contact, and like they try their best, but they went really hard, like coming back 9 years home, and like, you know, trying to like get back involved in Li Jianjian's life. And like she basically blurted out like, why should you care, like you're like, you guys are so involved in my life right now. And she's like, you're not even my real brothers. And ooh, that line, that hurts. But also like she also comes from a hurt place because they haven't, you know, really, you know, contacted her and everything for the 9 years. So that's one thing. But I feel like, I don't know what's gonna happen in the story, but I hope, you know, everything goes back to how they were before and everything like that. But I don't know, I feel like I understand where she's coming from, I understand where they're coming from, so I don't know like how to like, you know, say a lot of things. So yeah, and one thing I want to say is that this drama is amazing in terms of like from technology, like technological, you sort of get the sense of like where the story is in terms of timeline, and then you get into like how they've grown up and everything. So I don't know, I just really love the family dynamic between these people, these characters. And then, yeah, so that's what I want to say. This is what I think of it so far. This is, right now, up to like episode like 12 or 13 right now, or 15, something like that. And yes, you can find it on YouTube. Okay. So, let me know in the comments below, what did you think of this drama so far? What's your favorite scene? Who's your favorite character? And everything like that. And yeah, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like videos like this, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you. And yes, please leave a comment below and let me know what y'all think. And yeah. And I will see you on the next video.